Big Daddy C blocks power, got the streets devoured. Gold chains glisten in the hour, flow like a sizzling shower. Spit fire like a dragon, crews left staggering. Imagine in the habit, check it, Big Daddy moving, calculating the scheme. Rough neck, no bleeding, hardcore eyes gleam. C block dominion, pure raw strength in the kitchen.
Every single one of you motor singers know what time it is. It is the C Block on the Media Virus podcast. We've got Big Daddy in the flesh. I don't even know what that means, in the flesh. What other option is there? And he's not in the flesh anywhere. He's the only people who can see his flesh would be in the room with him. He's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You guys want to play a game?
Uh-oh. Not a game.
Let's play a fucking game.
I got a game. It's called Is This Racist?
I like it.
We play this game all the time.
All right, so I'm at work, right?
Yes.
And Mother's Day was Nobody Speaks English at Boscov's Day. Right? And it wasn't just like it was.
This is already racist.
It was many different cultures and walks of life. It wasn't just one, but very few, spoke English as a primary language. So I was kind of muddling through. So when I came upon, like it was a group of a mother, father, and several children of folks of descent from India, right?
Right.
Maybe the parents
getting better.
Maybe the parents were first generation, or maybe the parents were immigrants and the kids are first generation. Okay. And they're buying the kid a suit. So we're getting the kid a suit. We're getting all ready, and they're in line, and they're beaming with pride, and they're, we're getting him a suit, and he's a diminutive small child.
Right.
And he goes, I'm like, oh, for what? And they go, graduation. I said, from where? MIT or Caltech?
What was the answer?
It turns out it was grade school. It was the 8th grade.
8th grade.
Okay. Now, in this case, I will say, because it was a young child, your comment said more about him being an intelligent child than you being a racist prick.
Yes.
Right. But do I think he's an intelligent child because I'm a racist prick?
No.
Yeah.
No. You you used a douchey sales line in a douchey sales way. It's just.
Yes.
You did your job, dude. I applaud you.
Thank you. All right.
Yeah, that's like when the grandma comes to the register and you're like, oh, it's my birthday. Oh, how old are we turning? We 30, 31?
Oh, you brought your sister with you today?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You don't have grandchildren. You don't lie to me. Don't bullshit a bullshitter, lady.
I'd bend you over this counter right now.
No, I never said that to anybody.
I bet you had gonorrhea just about last month. I mean,
you look like you could suck a mean cock. Let me tell you.
Like, Grandma, let me clear off a seat for you right quick.
No, but as soon as I meant it in that joke, this bright young man type thing.
Yeah.
But as soon as it came out of my mouth, I'm like, holy fuck, you racist prick.
See, this is the problem. White people have this misguided mechanism to censor everything because they aren't sure that they're not racist.
No, I'm sure I am. Well, I'm not racist. I'm not racist. But I'm on the spectrum. You know what I mean?
You're not a bigot, but you're on the spectrum.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't hate anybody, But I'm 49 years old and I've been paying attention. And that makes me a bigot. You know what I mean?
Like, I'm not racist, but I'm in the race. You know what I mean? I own the pamphlets. I just haven't read through them.
I'm in it. I read them. No, wait. No, I'm in it to win it.
I haven't committed. I'm not sure I want the holes in pillowcases.
There it is. I cut the holes. I just haven't tried it on yet.
No, I'm way too cheap to cut holes in a pillowcase. Do you know what the word is for somebody, the traditional word, for someone who is extraordinarily cheap and miserly?
Skinflint.
No.
That's not the word that I learned.
But there's a D in there, right? You know what I'm talking about? The word with the D in it.
The N word with the D in it?
And then the LY.
Uh-huh.
N-word D Lee.
Uh-huh.
My mom was describing my uncle, my passed on uncle.
Uh-huh.
Right? But didn't include the D. And I'm like, Mom, that's
wrong word.
About wrong word. No, that's
so like he has a big dick and bad credit? What exactly do you mean, Mom?
Oh, you broke him. Ma, I never knew there was such potential in our family.
It's
whose genes are these, Mom?
You know, it's talking to you guys that give me all the stuff I wish I'd have said in the moment to my mom. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no, Ma, there's a D in that word, and it's spelled with an A. It's not. I know.
I know what you think you mean.
I know what you're thinking, and that's way off.
Not it. Yeah, that's not it, Mom.
But here's the thing: I don't think we should use that word either.
It's still not a good word to use, regardless.
Really unfortunate with a really unfortunate meeting.
I mean, if you have good diction, maybe. But you have to know your audience.
Well, if you're using that word, you're probably describing someone who has good diction.
Or not, no, they don't have good diction, but they have a big dick.
Good diction, bad credit.
My parents used to like to remind me all the time that when I was 5 years old, I told them that I felt like I should have been born into a black family.
Is that so?
That's why I have bad credit. Solidarity.
Did they then begin to beat you so that you then felt more comfortable in your new role?
It's funny. I'm not sure why they did it, but they beat the hell out of me. Yeah.
I mean, you know, it wasn't so much that they started, but they continued.
They didn't stop at that point.
They made sure you picked the cotton out of the vitamin container and beat you.
Well,
they've got the small fingers. Small children have small fingers.
Speaking of small fingers, we have a Big Daddy Asks.
Ooh.
I'm not sure how the two things correlate, but
I hope they do by accident at this point.
Speaking of big dick and bad credit, here's Big Daddy Asks.
Yeah, that probably would have worked better, huh? Then, speaking of small fingers,
I just hope small fingers turn up in this Big Daddy ass.
It doesn't. Come on.
The Media Virus Podcast presents a Stanley McFadden production. Big Daddy proudly brings to you
Big Daddy asks,
do you suppose there are more wheels in the world or more doors in the world?
Wheels.
I hate this question so much. I've always hated this question because it takes you down. I know you're saying wheels, but everything, like every car has 4 doors. Every house has at least 3 doors. Right? And now you know who the largest manufacturer of tires in the world is? You know who makes the most tires on the face of the earth?
Is it still Goodyear?
No.
No.
You want to know?
Who?
Fucking Lego.
Really?
Oh shit!
You think about all of the fucking toys. Now you think about the Lego doors. Now you think about, like, it compounds over, over the years.
I think it's wheels.
You think it's wheels? What do you think? What do you think, Big Daddy?
See, I think it's easy to go with wheels because we think of civilized countries, but when you start thinking of third world countries,
But do they have
I've been in places where okay, they didn't all have doors, but it definitely didn't have wheels.
And you didn't qualify it with tires. You said wheels.
True.
No, but tires are wheels.
Right, but a wheel is a wheel. I mean, you've got fly wheels, you've got little wheels that ride along the track for closet doors. I mean, there's wheels.
But there's closet doors, there's cabinet doors, there's hutch doors,
and they all hang from multiple wheels. Your wheel to door ratio is,
well, you know what?
Wait, is a hinge a wheel?
I guess technically.
no.
Because it's a hinge. So
That's a pivot. That's a fulcrum. It's type of lever.
you have a closet door.
All right, ready? I'm going to ask Perplexity.
Like a sliding closet door, though.
We're going deep search. Jesus Christ.
I mean, you figure you've got trucks out there with 18 wheels.
All right, so the argument for wheels, there are approximately 1.4 billion cars worldwide, each typically with 4 wheels, and many additional wheels such as spares and steering wheels. This alone accounts for billions of wheels, not including other vehicles like trucks, motorcycles, bicycles, and buses, many of which have more wheels than doors. Non-vehicle wheels, office chairs, shopping carts, suitcases, roller skates, skateboards, and toys like Hot Wheels cars all contribute to massive numbers of wheels. Many of these items have multiple wheels per unit and often no doors at all. Industrial and mechanical wheels, countless machines, conveyor belts, and appliances use wheels or wheel-like components, including gears, which some argue could count as a wheel, further increasing the global wheel count. Furniture and drawers, many pieces of furniture, especially drawers and sliding mechanism, use small wheels, sometimes several per drawer. All right, now there's the argument for doors. Okay, buildings. There are more houses than cars globally, about 900 million more, according to some estimates, each with multiple doors, entry, interior, cabinet, closet, etc., which quickly multiplies the total number of doors by the number of houses. Cabinets and appliance doors. Kitchens and offices are filled with cabinets, refrigerators, and other appliances, each with 1 or more door, including cabinet doors, dramatically increasing the door count in homes and buildings.
Many of those things also have wheels.
Large structures, office buildings, hotels, schools, hospitals often have hundreds, if not thousands of doors, each vastly outnumbering the wheels present in those buildings.
No.
Now,
because in the hospital,
hang on.
Fucking wheel.
Don't argue. Listen, I'm just reading, okay, what Perplexity is telling me. You're not arguing with me, okay? But experts and public opinions, public polls, online polls, and social media discussions often lean towards wheels outnumbering doors, citing the sheer number of wheeled items in daily life. Expert views. Some experts, like MIT professor Carlo Ratti, suggest doors might outnumber wheels due to the prevalence of doors in buildings and structures worldwide, especially when including cabinets and appliances. I collapsed my lungs. Hang on. Whew. But it's complication factors. There's definitions. The debate often hinges on definition, whether you count gears as wheels or whether every cabinet or appliance door should be included. The lack of strict definition for wheel and door makes a precise answer impossible. Global distribution wheels are concentrated in certain regions, high car ownership in developed countries, while doors are ubiquitous in every inhabited structure worldwide. Okay, so you want the dead nuts conclusion?
Yeah.
You ready? This is what Perplexity has to say.
I don't know.
There's no definitive answer. But most analysis suggests that wheels likely outnumber doors globally, primarily due to the vast number of wheels in vehicles, toys, furniture, and machinery, especially when gears and small mechanical wheels are included. However, if the definition of door is broadened to include every cabinet, appliance, and closet, the number of doors could be much closer, and some experts argue doors might have the edge. Ultimately, the answer depends on the definitions used and what items count in each category. So, mic drop, boom. We solved it, which didn't clear up anything. We didn't clear up anything, but it's over now.
It's a good question.
It was a good question.
Yeah.
Because it got heated between Mike and Perplexity.
Hey, I'm willing to argue with an inanimate object.
Dude, I often argue with inanimate objects. I used to punch them, but I learned that just hurts me.
Yeah. It's much better if you just hurt their feelings a little bit.
I got to tell you, dude, cabinet doors were one of my nemesis. Cabinet doors, dude. Oh, I hate them.
Fuck cabinet doors.
Because, like, back in the day, like, my dad, first of all, my dad never installed the little bumpers ever. So the doors just clapped. And they bounce right back open. You try to close it, it bounces right back open. To punch it, right? Because you're trying to teach it a lesson.
Yeah.
You know? Except it's a wooden door. You punched it hard, and it just bounced right back open at you. It doesn't fucking listen. So you hit it again. You know what I mean? You understand where this is going. I learned that's not healthy. Who knew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Learn from your mistakes and move forward. That's all you really can do. Nothing else you can do. Well,
I'm here to serve up news with more zing than a spicy OnlyFans subscription. Tonight, we're diving into a cesspool of saucy scandals, from OnlyFans shenanigans to a pooper with a side hustle.
You missed the part where you said, "Greetings, Matty Rockdeff, you dazzling czar of the airwaves."
I did. I'll start over.
You don't have to. I said it already. Go ahead.
Greetings, Matty Rockdeff, you dazzling czar of the airwaves. And all you fine TMVP listeners. It's your snark-slinging shepherd, the Reverend Professor Mike Latoris, here to serve up the news with more zing than a spicy OnlyFans subscription. Tonight, we're diving into a cesspool of saucy scandals, From OnlyFans shenanigans to a pooper with a side hustle. Hold on to your wallets and your dignity. This ride's gonna get messy.
Well, let's kick things off in Pennsylvania, where Christina Salametto, a.k.a. the Delco Pooper, turned a road rage spat into a crappy performance art piece caught on video, unloading a liquid masterpiece on a car hood. She's now facing charges like disorderly conduct and criminal mischief, but wait, Mike, there's more. It gets better. She's got an OnlyFans under the name Neen. That's Neen, for those out there. She's peddling foot fetish content for $7.99 a month.
Huh.
When Philly magazine asked if she's into scatological kink, she snapped, "You want me to shit on you? I want $5,000 and a bodyguard." Well, talk about a crappy business model. This gal's dropping deuces and raising dues, proving you go from viral poop to paid toots in no time. You want me to shit on you?
Oh,
wow.
I can't read because I wanted to say, "You want me to shit on you?"
Do you have the video by any chance of her shitting on that car?
We had it last week. I'd rather not.
You'd rather not watch it again.
I'd rather not watch it again. The only reason I threw it back in here was to mention her because it was going with the theme of. I found a theme of OnlyFans.
All right, I guess I'll put the lotion back then. We're not gonna.
Oh wait, you're gonna need the lotion. Trust me.
Speaking of icky, let's pivot to Bonnie Blue and Lily Phillips, two OnlyFans stars pushing the gross out meter to 11. The tab ranked their nastiest challenges, and let me tell you, it's less sexy and more send help. From foot licking marathons to body fluid taste tests, these gals are serving content that makes a porta potty look like a spa day. One challenge had Bonnie chugging a protein shake that wasn't from the gym. Yep, that's as bad as you think. Lily's no saint either, with stunts that make gastroenterologists quit. These ladies are proof that OnlyFans isn't just about nudes. It's about making you lose your lunch.
Yeah.
Barfing sound effect. So
do you subscribe to either of those OnlyFans there, Big Daddy?
I have had an OnlyFans subscription before, but the creator wasn't putting out a lot of content, and that's why I let it go. Listen, you got to keep.
Sorry.
When I'm footing the bill, like I want to see new shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. So
if you've been doing OnlyFans for a couple of years, you got to be a double fisted dildo by the end of like year 2.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to go real slow, on OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go right to diddling because then where are you going to go from there?
Exactly. But by 2 years, if you're not doing an anal bead tug of war, like what are you doing?
So, is subscribing to OnlyFans cheating? The internet's kind of stumped about it.
I'm going to say no.
Well, now
here's the deal. Perhaps I should let the article play out before I give my opinion.
Well, let's get to the spicy stuff. Vice reports the internet's in a tizzy over whether subscribing to OnlyFans is cheating. Picture this. Your partner's sneaking peeks at racy content while you're stuck folding their laundry. Cheating? Flirting? Or just a digital dalliance? Some ex-users say it's no worse than ogling Instagram models, while others call it a one-way ticket to Splitsville. Me? I say if you're paying $12.99 a month to chat with someone named Kinky Kelly, you're not just cheating, you're getting fleeced. Save your cash for couples therapy, folks. Unless your kink is a lighter wallet.
Yeah, I honestly, now see, here's the thing. My entire adult life, I've been kind of broke. One of the things one of the reasons I don't have any tattoos I've never had enough money to go, you know what I want to do? I'm going to decorate my skin for some reason. You know what I mean? It's like $200. Like, who's got... And my dad, in like, I remember my dad caught me smoking. He wasn't pissed that I was smoking. He was just pissed that like he was buying them because he was giving me money for cigarettes. You know what I mean? So there's definitely there's a value to money that's more than just money, especially when you're in a relationship with somebody. You dig what I'm saying? Like, if you're taking money away from the relationship every month to watch this person do unspeakable things to themselves.
My feeling is basically if it's hidden, it's a problem. If everything's out on the table, I think it's all right, as long as everybody knows and is okay.
I think there's your money, my money, and our money.
Right.
Our money goes towards bills and couples things. My money goes to whatever the fuck I want it to go to. And if it needs to go towards watching Sarah J helicopter slap some poor dude with her tits, then that's what I choose to spend my money on. I don't tell her not to get her nails did. Then you can't tell me not to watch Sarah J rim job Lexington Steel for the 12th time. This is what I've earned my hard-earned money for.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Uh-huh.
Is she rimming Lexington Steel for the 12th time, or are you watching that video for the 12th time?
Yes.
And to be fair, he said 14th.
I thought he said 12th.
Yes.
He said 12th time, I'm pretty sure.
And if you hold on, it'll be time number 15. Yeah. So my point is, what I choose to spend my money on hasn't affected the bills getting paid or anything that my partner chooses to spend money on. And if I cannot dictate to that person how to spend their money, then they should not be dictating it to me. Plus, watching
Sarah J.
or Vixen Val or Mal Malloy or Angelina Castro getting blasted is what makes me be able to, bring this dick over to someone who may not be doing as exciting, thrilling things.
For those who don't know, those are very, very large porn stars. Especially Angelina Castro.
Angelina Castro, yes.
I got to pay more attention to you around my wife.
Yeah, so I mean, yes, you definitely should. But
he did not say you were wrong.
Now he knows. Yeah, like that's my money. If I haven't told you not to get your toes did, then you can't tell me not to spend my money on extra DVD extras and the shit that I like to do. Plus, that was my other point. Plus, watching Angelina Castro get blasted is what then allows me to have sex with a woman who doesn't really perform a whole lot very well. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she doesn't know how to fuck, and Angelina's the one that's helping me to be able to get up and have sex, then it's a win-win.
I mean, not for nothing. I'm pretty sure. I don't know from personal experience, but I'm pretty sure you can watch Mal Malloy and Angelina Castro for absolutely free on many different platforms, several different platforms. I mean, not that I know.
He's reliably informed by a good friend who
I had
consumes
a friend tell me earlier today. He called me up. He said, "Staley's going to talk about these fat porn stars," and I started writing it down. Like, all right, well, what are their names? Oh, okay.
Listen, Angela White releases content every Thursday. I need to be the first one to see it.
How come you haven't mentioned Gwen Adora yet?
Because Angelina White just won the Porn Star of the Year award for the second year in a row. And I felt like that was worth mentioning first.
Is Angelina White a BBW?
Yes. I don't know. See, the line gets kind of blurred because
at some point it just doesn't bother him anymore.
Right.
Is she thicker than a stick?
If you're hot enough, you could probably be 110 pounds.
So
dirty are you?
She's thick. So I bet if you typed her in, she'd be listed in both BBW and not, because she has big tits and a big ass.
All right. Good to know. But you can watch pornographic material. Just newsflash, everybody, gather round. Let me share some of my knowledge with you. You don't have to pay for porn.
It's the fresh content. I need to see the new releases.
There's
as
lots of
they're coming.
really filthy stuff out there.
I need the fresh.
You don't need dude. You can go through their past catalog. You know.
Yeah, but for like the other day, she was wearing this cowboy outfit, and I need to see her get blasted in that outfit. And I can't do that looking at a catalog from 2 years ago. Sarah J changes her hair every 6 months or so, so I need to see what curly hair looks like with cum all over it versus the straight hair.
It does make a difference.
It makes a difference.
Okay.
Well,
like semen, it's better when it's fresher.
Well, you know, the founder over there at OnlyFans, he jumped ship. I guess he's looking for something new, something fresh. Tom Stokely, the brain behind OnlyFans, is launching a rival platform called Subs, mixing free and paid content like a buffet of naughty and nice. After selling OnlyFans for a cool $1 billion, he's back to cash in on creators. From podcasters to adult stars, Business Insider says Subs has an Instagram-like feed and a shows feature, but let's be real. It's still a paywall paradise. Stokely's pitching it as a creator's dream, but with OnlyFans' history of shady blacklisting tactics, I'm betting Subs will be less safe for work and more work for my lawyer. Here's hoping he doesn't poop the bed with this one.
Is that subs.com, subs.org? for scientific research purposes.
Sure, it was not clear. It didn't offer a link in the story here.
And does that stand for subscriptions or submissives?
probably subscriptions. I'm also seeing that I left script notes in the script, so
Yeah.
let's not read those.
It's a little tough to jump over them in some spots.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
And is he also going to open up a sister site called Doms?
Possibly.
Because Subs and Doms would be an awesome sister site.
Yeah.
Much like Star Wars, when you get the brother and sister together, they work really well.
And we're back on incest in the C block.
I'd like. Go ahead.
That's the scoop, man. You king of the mic. From Delco's Poopy Picasso to the OnlyFans gag-worthy challenges, cheating debates and Stokely's new side hustle. Tonight's news was a wild ride. Tune into TMVP next time for more stories that'll make you laugh, cringe, or cancel your subscription. This is the Reverend Professor Mike Latoris praying you keep it clean, unlike Christina's car hood. Peace.
That would be a wonderful superpower.
We've devolved to the point where women are fighting with feces. Remember when there was chivalry?
They're not even throwing it, dude. It's
But do you remember when there was chivalry and women were ladylike? Remember that?
Sort of.
No. I think it was all made up. But I've got a couple Am I the Assholes?
But before we get there, in talking about chivalry, I remember when I was in either I was a senior or I had just graduated. I was always taught to be chivalrous. I was at the mall and I was opening the door behind me for the woman that was coming in. This woman kicked the door out of my hand. And I can do it myself. And I remember it took me a couple of years before I held open another door for another woman.
It's fun,
isn't it? Yeah.
Women are starting to figure out that when a man says he's a feminist, that means he's not going to do shit for you.
So
that's what it means. It means I'm not doing shit for you.
Yeah. If I believe that you and I are equal, then that means that you can get these hands just as soon as you can get this dick.
It happened to me at a job I had. I'll never fucking forget it. I was my first dalliance in like an office. I was working for a company called Ticketly, and I was selling like the online ticket service to venues and shit. And the HR manager was this frail little girl. She was in her 20s, and she had these boxes of like copy paper.
I've worked with girls that had boxes before.
No, but she's got these boxes. She's carrying these boxes of copy paper, right? And she goes, and none of the big strong men are gonna offer to help. And I was like, I thought we were all equal here. And everybody laughed, and I got in trouble. But it was just like, it was an honest fucking like, hey, like I don't have to.
Yeah.
Like I'm here. They don't pay me to carry the boxes. They pay me to fucking hammer the phones. That's what they pay me to do. Right?
I have this argument often because my line of work is female dominated.
Sure. Yep. So they think you can do all the heavy lifting.
And there's a lot of can you. And no. Why am I blowing up my back because you don't have the ability to lift? You can go to the gym too. You decided to as a 52-pound medical professional, take on a job where the minimum is to be able to lift 100 pounds.
Right. And they're coming to you like it's somehow your job, like it's somehow your responsibility. And it's not.
But we both initialed the part that said, as part of my job description, I can lift 100 pounds.
Right. So that's,
Now, if you suck my dick first, I'll help. If you suck my dick first, I'll lift some heavy paper for you. Because that's fair.
Yeah. That is fair. You did some heavy lifting. Now I'll do some heavy lifting.
Exactly.
That's how it goes.
Ladies, if you lift these balls and get the brim, then I'll help you lift them boxes.
Well, we have an Am I the Asshole? And it's
speaking of assholes.
And again, I always like to go into it's not an exclusive title. More often than not, there's several assholes in every scenario. And this one, I don't think this one's much different.
I believe asshole is a spectrum.
Asshole is much like racism. It's a spectrum. And you can be on both of those spectrums. And where they land depends on how many times you get punched in the face.
That's a Venn diagram, isn't it?
It's a Venn diagram of how many times you've been punched in the face. That's why I wear a beard. But the am I the asshole for cutting off my dad after he watched my OnlyFans and threatened to show my kids? I am a 34-year-old mom, and I joined OnlyFans to support my kids financially. It lets me be there for school runs, and gives me the flexible hours, all while keeping my work separate from my kids. I'm not breaking any laws or hurting anyone, just doing what I need to do. Problem is, my dad found out through another family member before I could tell him. He started acting distant, so I reached out to explain. He ignored me for months, then sent a disgusting text calling me gutter trash and a slut. If that was bad enough, then he described my OnlyFans content in graphic detail, stuff he could only know if he watched multiple videos. I'm pretty sure he's either a subscriber or saw it through someone else. I felt violated, betrayed, and just gross. Well, I'm going to stop for a second. The reason that you feel gross is because you're gross. It gets worse. He threatened to show my kids my video, saying he'd make sure they know what I get up to when they're not around. The next sentence is, I'm a good mom. I never film when my kids are home. Oh.
I mean, it's very courteous. I appreciate that.
And always put them first. For him to try to involve them is unforgivable. I was livid and cut him off completely. My mom was shocked by my job, but accepts it as me providing for my family. My dad, though, I can't even look at him. Am I the asshole for going no contact with him or without giving him a chance to explain? Should I have heard him out? You did. He said everything he had to say. He called you gutter trash and a slut. And that's pretty much, well, so the very next one I found is, am I the asshole for calling out my daughter for her OnlyFans disgrace and cutting her off? She's the asshole here. I'm a 60-year-old dad who worked hard to raise my family with good Christian values. My 34-year-old daughter's on OnlyFans selling smut for all to see. And she's the asshole for thinking this is fine. My cousin sent me a link to her page. I thought it was a joke. I watched a couple of videos to confirm. After I was done jerking off. I mean, no, that's not there. It was her doing things no good person could stomach. I'm ashamed and sickened. How is she going to stand before Jesus and justify that? I stayed silent for months, hoping she'd repent. She texted me some excuse about supporting her kids, but I wasn't buying it. I finally snapped, texted her she's trash, a shame to our family, and said I'd show her kids what she's doing. They should know their mom's living in sin. She's got no right to act like a victim when she's the one defying God and our family's honor, violating her sweet sanctuary with every object she could find in the room. Now she's cut me off, playing the martyr. She's the asshole for thinking she can sin this blatantly and expect my blessing. I taught her to live righteously, not parade her body for creeps. Am I the asshole for calling out her wickedness, or is she the asshole for spitting on our values and daring to face Judgment Day with this on her soul?
Okay. I feel like I can step in here as the
Reverend Professor,
the resident clergy. It really upsets me when people bring Jesus into this conversation. I mean, Jesus was hanging out with lepers and drunks and well, Mary Magdalene was a whore, wasn't she?
There's dispute as to whether Mary Magdalene was the whore, but I understand.
But I mean,
he does specifically say thieves, murderers, liars, and whores,
prostitutes. Yeah, so it seems to me that these are Jesus's people. Why would you be afraid to stand in front of Jesus if you were one of these people? Seems to me that would be silly. You'd be in front of somebody who's there to welcome you. Maybe not happy with what you're doing, but there to welcome you. Why would you be afraid?
Go ahead.
I would point out that some of the biggest atrocities in history have been committed by people who claim to follow Jesus. My second thought is that this daughter was raised with dad's values, and that's part of the problem. She was one of the things that she was taught was to provide for her family. So her doing what she feels, even if you don't agree with it, she's providing for her family and not, quote, living off the state.
Or anybody else for that matter.
Or anyone else. She is doing what she feels that she needs to do to provide for her family. And I got to respect someone that's willing to do that kind of grind.
I feel like Dad would be a different kind of mad if he was in her pocket.
Yeah.
Or she was in his pocket.
And which brings me back to Angela White. So initially, her dad wasn't on board with her career choice until he realized that his daughter was happy.
Until she turned 18.
And
her decision.
And she started sharing the wealth. Now all of a sudden, Dad's all on board. Hey, can you blow that guy over there so Daddy can get a new pontoon boat?
So what you're thinking is that if she was peeling off a couple of bucks to the old man, then he'd be singing a different tune.
I think he'd be sitting in a different tune. I think
you're accusing the dad of being just as much of a prostitute, if given the opportunity.
I'd say he's definitely the asshole here for assuming that she should have his values just because he wants her to.
So here's an unfortunate coincidence. There's a film and TV producer named Angela White as well.
Oh, look at her!
But that's not
pretty lady.
That's not the one you're talking about. I'm assuming the one that you're talking about is this one.
That's the one. We could get monogrammed everything for our wedding and not have to change anything.
AW's for everybody.
That's right. Oh, I already thought this through.
All right, well. So is this your proposal to Angela White?
My proposal was last year when I crashed the first AVN Awards.
Oh, and tried to drink her urine?
You tried to drink her urine.
And I figured out you went in the next room?
Yep, that's the one. You know what? Sometimes you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So totally worth it.
Huh. All right. Well, that's
it.
Well, I mean, unless he wants to talk.
I'd like to say that the daughter's the asshole, but since I haven't subscribed, I haven't seen it yet. I'll let you know next week.
So, all right, I'm gonna kind of come clean. Is
which is very hard to do.
I'll be right back.
It is. It is actually, but this story was in a news article, not a news article, but it was like a UK parenting article.
Mm-hmm.
And just the whole thing drove me nuts. And I was just, let me see if I can find it here. All right, so www.kidspot.com.au/parenting. I discovered my dad was watching my OnlyFans That's not even the worst part. Oh wait, there's video.
Sorry about that.
To have a sunny disposition, but it is pretty hard to not get a little bit upset when you look at the proposal for New South Wales National Park
Shut the
camping
fuck
fee
up!
increases.
I don't. Shut up.
For example,
All right, did something, and then. Okay, so when Aussie model and mom Ellie Mae Baker started posting on OnlyFans, she had no idea that a close family member was one of her subscribers. Well, you're putting yourself on the internet.
Yeah, but you generally don't expect close family members to to subscribe and hang out.
Well, you're on the internet. You know what I mean? She's like, it was my dad. I hate to call him that now. But it's like, you don't know that he was watching you're getting that.
Well, now she has to call him daddy, for one.
Right.
And two, what if he's just trying to be a supportive parent and subscribes so that he's giving his child money? Since obviously she needs it, this is his way of continuing to give her an allowance.
Oh, that's a good point. You know? And words like cum guzzling gutter slut is words of encouragement.
It's more of a suggestion.
Giving her
Hey, why don't you... ideas, exactly.
It's like, here, why don't you be trash? You know?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. See, I knew you'd find a way to. But it tore her apart.
We all know that women with daddy issues perform better in bed. So he is trying to support her in all ways.
Yeah, well, she's not a criminal for wanting to support her daughter. But I mean, not for nothing. You could go fucking. There are jobs out there you can fucking do. You know.
Yeah. I mean,
not for that kind of money.
Really depends on what kind of money you're pulling down.
I mean, with all her family subscribing, the only reason she's still.
As it turns out, people will pay a lot of money to watch you fill your snooter up with household objects.
Snooter?
I mean, it should be. Thanks, Dad. Thanks, Daddy.
Do you have an OnlyFans where you shove things up your nose?
No.
I say she leans in. I say she leans in. Next video, she holds up a picture of her father, and that might be too far.
Yeah,
wow,
that's the line.
We found it.
That might have been a little bit too far. All right.
That's the line.
Good to know that after all the shit I've already said, that there is still a line.
Looking for the line. We found remnants of it.
That's pretty good.
Wait, what the fuck? Police find naked man in Lowe's display shed with Vaseline and phone.
Mm-hmm.
The link didn't come through good. Hang on.
In his defense, he thought that the front sign said loads and not Lowe's.
Yeah, I can. That happens to me all the time. Well, I mean, when you put up these portable glory holes and there's nobody in, they're not even manned. Mike's not even here.
Sacrifices must be made.
Right, but you walk into a perfectly good glory hole and there's nobody there. What are you supposed to do? Jesus Christ. Slidell police responding to a call at Lowe's parking lot on Sunday. This is in Slidell, I guess, Louisiana. L.A., Louisiana, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Sunday evening, reportedly found a naked man inside a display shed engaging in lewd behavior. According to police, the call came in around 5 p.m. on May 11th. That was Mother's Day. A witness reporting.
Sorry.
Hang on. I'm. It's okay, but you're coming in mid conversation.
Okay.
the last link in the link list was one that we didn't see because I guess Dre sent it moments before. But police find naked man in Lowe's display shed with Vaseline and phone.
Wow.
So this was Mother. No, it was in Slidell, Louisiana, but it was on Mother's Day, which makes it even funnier. A witness reported a naked male inside one of the store's outdoor tool sheds, which are typically used to show customers various storage options for purchase. Officers arrived at the scene and began searching the line of sheds on display. It wasn't until the fourth or fifth shed that they located the suspect lying on his back, pants around his ankles, using an open container of Vaseline and an electronic device while allegedly masturbating. Allegedly.
He may have been doing something entirely different.
I mean, this is all in. Like you laying on the floor, like laying down on the floor, pants around your ankles with a full tub of Vaseline and your phone. Like that's what you do when no one's going to be home for a couple of hours and you've got all of it to yourself. You put on music, you light a few candles, you drop your drawers all the way down, you get the whole Vaseline out.
Yeah, I mean, typically,
bowl of cereal.
If you're going to crank one off in a Home Depot parking lot or a Lowe's parking lot, you run in the shed, you beat it off dry, and get out of there.
You know, it's the wording in this sentence that's getting me. Officers arrived at the scene and began searching the line of sheds on display. It wasn't until the fourth or fifth shed that they located the suspect. But just to break that down for a second, police were searching sheds, which means they were making noise.
On their way to you.
On their way to you. And the noise keeps getting closer. Okay.
Maybe it wasn't about jacking off. Maybe it was about getting caught jacking off.
But, well, hang on. All right. So they located the suspect lying on his back. It really paints a picture, right? Lying on his back, pants around his ankles. A lot of details. Using an open container
on your ass too.
Using an open container of Vaseline. It doesn't say there was an open container of Vaseline. This says using it. So was he just dipping his dick into the Vaseline?
He could have just been fucking the Vaseline.
He was just fucking a jar of Vaseline. But that doesn't necessarily mean that he was masturbating, which is why we have allegedly in this sentence.
Right.
He may have been, he may have gotten bit by a spider on the dick.
He may have been trying to impregnate the Vaseline.
But with tasers drawn, police say the officers ordered the man to pull up his pants and roll onto his stomach to be handcuffed. The police say the man complied without resistance because he could slide his hands right out of the handcuffs because they were covered in Vaseline. The man reportedly admitted to his actions, telling officers he was watching YouTube at the time. YouTube? There's so much better shit you can watch.
I was going to say, what are you beating it to on YouTube?
He was arrested on one count of obscenity and booked into jail. One count of obscenity?
I mean,
the man is not from Slidell, according to police, who did not release his name. If you see any spelling or grammar errors in this story, click here to report it because we're fucking retarded. All right.
All right. Here's my take on this.
You have a take on this?
I have a take on this.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever been 30 minutes deep into a video and it's a Bunny de la Cruz, right? And you're 30 minutes deep and you're just waiting for that perfect scene to come along where you've got time and the cops are coming in and now it's a race. It is a race to the finish. And once you start, you got to finish. You know what I'm saying? And cops are coming, but so is Bunny de la Cruz. So you just got to finish. You got to finish what you start.
Can't win every race.
Listen, I would agree with you. I would be on your side, okay, if it wasn't for the fact that he was using the jar. When the cops are coming, when you hear the cops coming, that's when you grip tight and you beat furiously. You don't just dip your dick into the Vaseline. That's when you get going, And
frankly, he should have been close. This seems like an edging scenario because if there was enough time for someone to notice him there and report it, and the police to come out on a non-emergency call, because man with penis is, I don't think that's an emergency call. I think they probably just roll up regular speed for that.
Car 54, there's a guy jerking off in Lowe's shed. It's like, all right, I'm not throwing away my coffee for that. I'm going to finish my coffee. My guy,
just call me back when he finishes, and then we'll pick him up. Like at that point, he'll be napping.
But I mean,
that's why they figured they could roll him over, because once he unloads in the shed, then he'll just roll over himself and go to sleep.
That's a significant amount of time, though. I mean, you figure if you've been after yourself for what's probably 15 or 20 minutes, let's be honest, and that's if it's in a white neighborhood and the police station's right next door. But you figure 15 minutes of going after yourself, you should be able to pretty much finish that off at will.
Yeah, which is why I'm not going to interrupt it. I'm going to wait until after, because listen, if I get shot at work,
it's going to be a bullet.
Exactly. I didn't put on Kevlar for this.
Stanley, what's wrong? I got shot at work. Are you okay? It was just a tongue shot, but it was bad. It was bad. It hurt me.
Listen, man, I got not that I would ever go to Lowe's to jerk off.
I mean,
that's Home Depot energy right there.
Yeah.
Well, the Home Depot's closer to his house anyway.
But
plus they got the kids' craft night.
But no matter where you are, no matter whether you're at Lowe's, whether you're at Home Depot, whether you're at one of those Amish places that just sell sheds, the minute you hear, "Hey, is that guy jerking off in a shed?" It's time to develop. You should have at least thought about your escape plan before this. But if you haven't, you should come up with one quickly. And just get out of there.
I mean, like I said,
can you imagine? He's like, "Hey, is that guy jerking off in that shed?" He's like, "Oh my God, there's another one."
I mean, like I said, I have to imagine that it's less about wanting to jerk off and more about wanting to be caught jerking off.
I need to know what video this was.
Because why are you watching YouTube and just kind of hanging around when you know the cops are right there?
Yeah, that's why I got to know what video this was. That's got to be some video.
It was probably a back episode of the media virus.
What if he was wearing headphones? And that's why he didn't hear the woman going, "Hey, is that guy jerking off in there?"
I mean, that is a possibility. I mean,
yeah. And better yet, you can't handcuff them, right? Because they'll slip out. You can't tase them because they'll just slip right off. So how do you subdue that guy?
I mean, do you really want to wrestle somebody that's got that much Vaseline all over him?
No, I do not.
I gotta tell you, first of all, dude,
I have done it before. It's not fun.
I mean, would you give somebody the heads up? Would you be like, "Hey, there's some guy jerking off in here," or would you just go call the cops secretly? Because I feel like calling the cops secretly is kind of a bitch move. You know?
I think I would bang on the door. To bang on the door, like, hey, bro, cops are coming.
Yeah.
Wrap it up. Let's go.
Or bang on the door, hey, bro, cops are coming. Do you need a hand?
Is there anything I can do to expedite this?
Well,
Do you need assistance, sir?
Paper towel.
See, there was an opportunity here for customer service that was not provided.
well, the joke that I made before you sat down, Mike, was they put these perfectly good fucking glory holes out there and they don't staff them.
Oh, it's funny.
Yeah, I thought it was. That's why I wanted to say it again. So I just stumbled upon this. I went to the link list. I was talking about, I was talking about that, where I got that article from, the OnlyFans girl, and how much that pissed me off, that they're all on her side. I was like, oh my God, she's such a victim. Like, no, you were filling your love canal with whatever you could find, and you got caught, and your dad thinks you're a whore. That's
her sweet, what did he call it? Sweet paradise?
I forget. I wrote that in there. Because I wrote, so the first Am I the Asshole? I asked for an Am I the Asshole, but at Reddit style. Take this, make it an Am I the Asshole? And it gave me hers. And I was like, all right, now give me Dad's version. And it wasn't harsh enough. So I said, give me Dad's version, and something about how is she going to stand before Jesus. So I threw that in there to, kind of sweeten the pot a little bit, kind of poke the honey out, and then we got that, and it was good.
That's what she does for the OnlyFans.
That's what she does for the OnlyFans. I mean, not for nothing. If you're gonna be a prostitute and your cousin shows up, don't be shocked.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can't be shocked. This is your livelihood.
Mm-hmm.
And your husband and your cousin was like, "Oh, I heard you were doing this. How much?" Don't.
Yeah, but I mean,
cut him a break. He's family.
That's some weak shit when the cousin turns around to mom and dad and drops a dime on you.
You're gonna have to beat that cousin's ass.
Other family member is a bitch too. Correct. But there was another story about how somebody sent videos to an OnlyFans model's parents. That should be expected.
Yeah.
And if it's not, then you're not, if you're not ready to handle it and have that conversation and deal with people not being good with your decisions.
Pictures of yourself naked and violating yourself with household items requires that you have a certain comfort level with doing that in front of other people. And you have to not care at all who knows about it, because you can only cover it up for so long.
Right. We're talking about Bonnie Blue and how disgusting she is. Her mom's her manager.
At that point, it would have to be that way.
So
then how the hell was this news to Dad? If Mom was the manager?
No. That's a whole different.
Oh, okay. Different story.
I was referencing another, because we talked about Bonnie Blue and how disgusting and she is.
Wait, Bonnie Blue, is that the trucker?
Well, she's the one that she did 1,057 men in a.
Yes. Yeah.
We talked about her going on spring break to defile young college students.
Yeah. Not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah. It's not. It's not the hero they need, but the hero they all deserve. So, but and her mom is her manager. She helps line up the dudes, But that's the point, though. You gotta, if you're gonna if you're going to sell smut on the internet and you want to make money, you're going to get famous. People you don't want to know, or if you not only that, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. If there's somebody you don't want that to know, they're going to find out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because you've already brought it on the world by thinking, I don't want this to happen. So think about that next time you turn on a camera. You should think about that whenever you turn on a camera for any reason. What are the people closest to me going to think about what I'm doing right now? I have to think about that every time I turn on this camera. You understand what I'm saying?
You've never even shown a nipple on the show.
I've shown my nipples. At least once.
Okay. Well, maybe you have.
But that's, so, sometimes I have to answer for things I say. Just go, I don't know. You take me seriously?
That's mainly because I won't edit them out.
But
then there was that one time where I got censored for showing my dick.
When was that?
That was great.
See, I that's one of the things. That's one of those jokes that we should have seen coming.
And yet,
and we just it's because you know why it's late. We're tired. He lulled us into a sense of security this time. I'm not.
He's like, I'm gonna get him this time. I'm gonna get him.
When the fuck? I know that sounds right. I just can't remember exactly when.
Right, and I'm like, when did he show us? Because you do stupid shit like stick your finger through your pants. I'm like, what's he thinking about? And then, he's talking. He's gonna show everybody
right now.
That's funny. That was like early in the show when, like, one of the first stories we covered was when Jeffrey Toobin got jerking off on the web thing, and I kept threatening to do. You guys want to see my Jeffrey Toobin impression? Everybody was going, no. But I mean, I knew everybody was gonna freak the fuck out, But let me tell you guys something that C Block is not one part of the deal with Botana Organics. They don't want to be associated with C Block at all. They don't want us mentioning their THC infused gummies or their soothing creams.
They'd be really upset if we said that the C Block was brought to you in part by Botana Organics.
They would be. They'd be, and especially if we were to say something like Botana Organics, cultivating wellness naturally. Visit us at 3650 Riverside or Silverside Road, Wilmington, Delaware 19810, or check us out on the web at botanaorganics.com. So we're not going to do it.
Hope you don't upset him.
We're not going to do that.
Okay,
right.
I won't do it.
All right, good.
All right. Now what?
I think we're done.
All right. Good show, fellas.
I think so.
Wallow.
This episode of the Media Virus Podcast is brought to you by 302-46 Voice. That's 302-46 Voice. If you want my voice on your project, dial 302-46 Voice today. Don't forget to check out our sister show on the Media Virus Podcast Network, Stepmoms Without Children. Join Ricky Rockdeff as she takes a deep dive into the fascinating people she meets and thinks that you should meet too. Find Stepmoms Without Children at themediavirus.com, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your fine podcasts. Special thanks to mysportsreports.com and delawaresports.com. delivering regional sports coverage straight to your devices via stream and podcast. Learn more at mysportsreports.com and delawaresports.com. If you wish to sponsor the Media Virus Podcast, email your contact information to pml@themediavirus.com with the subject line sponsor, or leave us a message at 646-VIRUS-01. On behalf of the infection team and our feckless leader, Maddie Rockdeff, I'm the Reverend Professor Mike Latoris, coming from to you live high atop Uncle Butch Studios, with one hand firmly on the pulse and the other clawing for a shred of sanity. This has been the Media Virus Podcast. We'll be back next week. Find us at themediavirus.com, on social media, or download us now from your favorite podcast platform. All righty.